Knicks. He's in the Squarespace studio. Al Troutwig back on the Chase Bridge. So, Alan, where do we start?
Let's begin with David Fizdale giving the ultimate compliment to a player who's been in the G League and trying to make his way as an NBA pro. And what he said about Kadeem Allen was that he's a player, he's an NBA player, confirming of what Kadeem Allen is trying to accomplish in this early part of his career. Now, you know he's on that two-way contract. He was recalled from Westchester for Friday's game in San Antonio to replace injured Dennis Smith Jr. And he scored 16 points on 7 of 10 shooting off the bench, second highest score for the Knicks in that game. Now, he was with the Knicks last month before the All-Star break, filling in for Emmanuel Mudiay, who was injured. And during a 10-game stint, he was averaging 10 points a game and 4.5 assists. He had a career-high 25 points in this game against the Cavaliers, you're seeing right here on February 11th. He went back to Westchester and helped them clinch a playoff spot, and he's played very well in Westchester. But a month later, he comes back to the Knicks, has this terrific game, and it proves that he can be an effective NBA player. In fact, looking at the numbers over his last 5 games with the Knicks, he's averaging 16.4 points per game, 5.6 assists, and he's shooting 56% from the field, 7 for 11 from downtown. So Kadeem Allen is proving himself to be an NBA player and hoping one day he can stick at this level.
We just saw LeBron James. Weird season for him, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. And you think about this, right? If LeBron James was on your team over the last 8 years, you were in the NBA Finals playing for a championship. So when he signed with the Lakers, Laker fans and everybody in LA had to believe that the return to championship status was going to follow, but that's not how it went this year. Especially in the second half, it's been not a dream but a nightmare. And since he suffered that groin strain on Christmas Day, they've gone 11-24. Now, he missed 17 of those games in that stress. They're well under 500, out of the playoff race in the West. And he's also lost a little bit of his shine in the NBA with perceived cold relationship with Luke Walton, the head coach, a little bit of a disconnect with his young core of players on that team, and of course the alleged involvement that he had in trying to make a trade for Anthony Davis during this season. A lot of things affecting LeBron as the status of the greatest player in the world, which we've seen when he does play. He certainly has that ability, but he's now also dealing with what we call load management, not playing in this second half of back-to-backs. And that was on Friday night in Detroit, where after they played on Thursday in Toronto, he sat out. Now, of course, he's well rested and rest assured, happily playing at his favorite road venue, Madison Square Garden. We'll see what happens this summer for the Lakers and for LeBron, but it certainly this season has not gone the way anyone expected it would, and everything we expect out of the greatest player in the world over the last 8 years.
17 games with 2 blocks or more. What does that mean in history?
Well, for Mitchell Robinson, there's a lot of history that he is chasing right now. In fact, and part of when it comes to the Knicks season that he's having as a rookie, he's 6 blocks away from tying the franchise rookie record for blocks in a season. Porzingis had 134. Now, he did that in 19 more games and 1,000 more minutes, so it just shows you the impact that Mitchell Robinson is having. But let's talk about something else he's doing. His shooting percentage, minimum 200 field goal attempts for a rookie in Knicks history. How about that? He is at 69% right now, and there are the previous leaders in field goal percentage, some names we've certainly recalled from the past. Now, a lot of it has to do with the fact that he is a prolific dunker. And that is a big part of why he has this high percentage, because these are high percentage shots. He's got 93 dunks on the season so far, and that's by far the most dunks by a Knicks rookie since those shot types were recorded in 2001. Now, he's also likely to be the first Knick in 5 years to record over 100 dunks in a season for the Knicks. As you know, the Gotham Lob that Wally likes to reference is back because of his presence. Tyson Chandler was the last Knick player to have over 100 dunks in a season. That was back in 2014. So Mitchell Robinson, not just bringing blocks, not just bringing rebounds, but also high percentage finishes around the rim.
Time for the stat of the day.
Well, it's St. Patrick's Day, and of course, we like to look at the different parts of history for the Knicks when it comes to these types of days. Now, did you know that the founding father of the Knicks was named Ned Irish? Well, that certainly fits. That also there was an NBA team. Before there was NBA, before there was a team in Boston, there was a team in New York called the original Celtics. So you have that connection as well. And we do know that May 12th, 1985 was St. Patrick's Day when it comes to the New York Knicks, because that's the day the Knicks won the lottery and got Patrick Ewing.
So the conversation we had in the green room the other day went somewhere.
Yes, it absolutely did. And this is green. It's not mint, it's green.
It's sort of minty. We'll see you later.
You got it.